Shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yehovah, Yehoshua, this is Sounds from YYBY. All right, meters. As one of the young boys that was on my page, he said, I guess, a meter is going to stop you from getting a Grammy. I guess by you not having the right meter, it's going to stop you from getting the Grammy. It's going to prevent you from getting your Grammy and shit. So I caught that sarcasm real quick. And what do he mean? He means like, it goes back to what I was saying before. People are spoiled people, man. I be in the forums all the time on Reason, and it's like, people be complaining about the wrong shit, but not complaining about the things that make sense. And I'm all for it, of upgrades and whatever they decide to add to the dog. Even if it benefit me or it don't. That mean they putting in work. And even if they make to a certain degree add a certain feature that I really don't need, but I would probably still upgrade because of future upgrades. But anyway, I want to just get to the point about this meter stuff, right? So, or it's simple as this. So right now, I got, hold on, let me delete this right, because I basically put this in there. Delete that. This. And I'm gonna. All right, so these 4 songs right here are industry songs, and this is my vocals. Everything is raw. So what I did, let's close the browser right quick. What I did, it's a complete strip. Ain't no effects. Let's take all this out. We don't need none of this. Take all these effects out. There's no plugins on nothing. Let's take all this out. Take all this out. Right? Take everything out. There's nothing on the mixer. There's no plugin. Just straight raw, dry. Dog. Right? So now, why is that? Matter of fact, let's turn all this off. I don't know why this was like this anyway. Let's set all channel settings. There's nothing on nothing. Okay. So now, while I'm doing this, so we can get the real sound of what I'm playing back. There's nothing affecting it, nothing else. Because these are songs that's mastered in the industry. And these are my vocals of something that I recorded in something else. So now, it's simple as this. When I'm recording vocals, man, I have it on peak, as you see. This is what I have it on. And my template is on peak. Y'all already know what peak means. True peak mode just basically saying, hey, the vocals, when they go to a certain level, they are peaking, right? How good of a meter that you really need to see to know if some shit is peaking or not. So let's play right quick. Let's go. My mama taught me how to handle my business. Everybody not your friends, show hold with my witness. I don't know why that's speeding like that. Holy guacamole. But anyway, let's slow that down. I don't know why it's like that. Let's go bring it right here. My mama taught me how to handle business. Everybody not your friends, show hold with my witness. Told me not to deal with girls if well, I don't know why it's skipping like that, but anyway, hold on. Why is doing all that? Love them now, don't wait till they dead. Them curses will hurt you, all in your head. Give them flowers now, don't wait till they dead. Your regrets will hurt you. All right, so that's on the true peak meters. On the master, you can obviously where it's at right quick. Love them now, don't wait till they dead. Them curses will hurt you, all in your head. Give them flowers now, don't wait till they dead. Your regrets will hurt you. So we know right there that where the vocals is at. Now, what they can do, what would be an option, is on each track right here, because I don't know for sure on the track if this is a true peak meter. So when you change it right here, because it's showing blue, right? Because I know when you go to VU, it show blue. So the question is this VU on each track like this? You know, I think it is because see, look what it say right here, 0. It looked the same way as this, 12, 8, 4, 8. So I think the regular vocal tracks is VU, and I think the the mastering track is peak when you change it. Now, what they reason can do would make sense to me is give us the option to change these to something like. But let me see something right quick. Hold on. Okay, now, okay, so yeah, so if they're gonna say, hey, well, we need to do something with the meters, that's what really makes sense is to give us the option to change the same way we change it right here to different meters, the true peak or VU together, or peak all by itself, or VU by itself. They should be able to do that on the tracks. But now, this is what I want to show y'all for those who think they have a difficult time. It's impossible to master with the meters and all that type of shit when it's really not, bro, because it's so simple. Number one, like I say on the vocal track, if the vocals is peaking, bring the volume up on that right quick. I'm just do it dramatically. Probably gonna go louder than that, I guess. Love them now, don't wait till they dead. Them curses will hurt you all in your head. Give them flowers now, don't wait till they dead. Your regrets will hurt you. You know, Reason got that certain type of headroom anyway, so when you normally turn this up, like, is it really peaking on the vocal track? I mean, you'll know when it come out. If it don't sound distorted, then you good, right? Because you gotta remember, they building their concept off of analog. Even though it's in the digital realm, people, y'all, but they building the DAW is made off of analog. So, excuse me. So anybody who want to buy Reason, it got to be something in your brain that clicks and say, hey, one of the reasons why I want to buy Reason is because I like analog, or I have experience in analog, or I'm interested in analog. And I also understand the certain concept of analog, because Reason do build certain things around that perspective, even though they still do it a digital way too. So they try to give you best of both worlds to a certain degree. You know, I mean, it ain't no physical equipment, you know, of course, but you know, the console actually works like a SSL board. And if you go use if you ever use the SSL board, then I know y'all know. But if you never, you should go use one. Because if you're an artist, producer, or whatever you are, producer, engineer, and you decide to want to get in the game, in the industry, and you're serious about your craft, and you're using FL Studio, you're using whatever though you decide to use, or Pro Tools, whatever. But when you decide to want to go work in that bigger studio, they're going to have the rack. They might don't use it all the time, but they're going to have the rack. They're going to have all that stuff in the studio, bro. The same shit on here, the same way you rig it in Reason. They're going to have that. They're going to have the racks and everything all rigged up in the studio. They're going to have a whole bunch of that shit on there. And half of it they use, and the other half they probably don't use, but they got it available. All right, so now just keep that in mind. But now, I'm talking too much. So let's get straight to the point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play these industry records, right? Right, so we're going to start with Ross, Nas, Modern Day Junk. This is the oldest song on here probably. So what I want y'all to zoom in is, because for example, in other words, when I'm recording, I have this on peak. Always got this on peak during my recording. I'm sorry, during my recording and and mixing, just like mixing the regular tracks and everything. But as soon as it's time for me to master, what I do, I change this peak, this meter right here, even though it's over there in the mixer. I change this to only the VU. I take everything off, straight VU. That's it. Let me explain to you why. I want y'all to notice something with every one of these tracks I'm gonna play right here, right? So I'm gonna play a little bit of them because they might try to it's music, copyright, whatever. I'm bugging. I had the daggone 20 minus dB. I'm like, hold on, something ain't right. Something I'm like, why? I said I'm about to show these people something on the internet, and I'm not gonna make no fucking sense. First of all, let me turn this from my ear down some. Good gracious. I won't be able to turn that down. I gotta turn that. Let me turn this thing down on my headphones in my ear. All right, so now let's deal with this right quick. So, okay. So now, when I play these joints back, I want y'all to see where these meters sit at right quick on these songs, right? Let's play this Ross joint right quick. All right, let's go to Nas joint. All right, let's go to Drake joint. All right, let's go to Jay-Z joint. Now, Jay-Z, this song is the oldest record. This came out over 13 years ago. I think so. And you notice that this one is a little lower than all the other ones. It's sitting like round 4, like round 6, on the VU meter. So what is my point? My point is that one day when I decided to do that, I said, let me test some of these industry songs and I'm gonna see where they land at on this meter. And once I seen where they land on this meter, I say it's common sense, bro. You don't have to know fucking meters on like you think you have to know a meter, right? And what I did is that, on my mastering suite, I have a limiter, of course, on the mastering suite. And once I get finished done mixing, I'm finished doing everything and mastering and everything and making it sound and shaping all the music, I make sure my volume sit between 4 and 8. I make sure it hit around this area. It's based on how you got the mix, how the song sound. Because you notice that the Jay-Z, the older, that's the Jay-Z and Juvenile joint, right? But when you go to, see that was hitting up about 8. So what I learned that when you hit it around here, that's when you got that right volume to compete with the other records in the game. How I know I don't test it many times. I export mines out and go play stuff in the car, and I'm comparing the A, B, C, and D. Now, this has nothing to do with how you make your music sound. But what I'm saying is that the whole purpose of meters is to know if something is too loud or too low. It's really nothing else besides that, y'all. Like, yeah, people want to go all this extra shit and all that, but the extra shit ain't gonna get you no Grammy. The extra shit ain't gonna get you in the game. It's about, is it peaking or is it not? Right? I know some people be like, yo, it's deceiving us on the meters and everything. That's what gain staging is for in that case. When you bring audio tracks in and you gain staging these audio tracks if they playing a certain volume on the meter, right? That's why people do gain staging. So but when you're recording your own song, you shouldn't have the gain stage because you're already controlling the volume during the whole session of the recording. I don't have to gain stage when I'm recording people. I have to gain stage when somebody send me their track outs, right? To each his own, but I never had a gain stage recording because I already have everything coming in a certain way. And I keep everything at a certain balance throughout the whole song, right? So when it's time to mix, I already got everything straight. It's set. So again, that's it. That's it. Like, you just gotta, sit it around on the VU meter. That's it. I guarantee you.
Now, don't wait till they dead. Them curses will hurt you all in your head.
See, now that's sitting around 4, 6. This is dramatic just to be an audio vocal track. Let me turn this down. That's when you know that ain't right. Bring this down like the way it was before. A little bit. I normalized it though. Hold on. Let me take this back to 0. I think I did it wrong though. It's too late to bring it. Yeah, it's too late to bring that back where it was. But let's play it back now.
Love them now. Don't wait till they dead.
So that's sitting at 0. Let's reset that.
Love them now. Don't wait till they dead. Them curses will hurt you all in your head. Give them flowers now, don't wait till they dead. Your regrets will hurt you.
So on the VU meter, it's showing like round 4. This is 0. Now let's go take this to the peak meter, right? Because the peak, when it hits 0, that's when it's peaking.
Love them now, don't wait till they dead. Them curses will hurt you, all in your head. Give them flowers now, don't wait till they dead. Your regrets will hurt you.
You see what I'm saying?
Love them now, don't wait till they dead.
Like, how much information you need to know if your volume is right? Use your damn ears. Like people want these amazing, crazy graphs and all this type of stuff. Oh man, I got the $200 VCA graphic joint that came from Cubase, and this shit is dope. Do your music sound good? Do your music sound good with it or without it? There's nothing wrong with want to have it, but what I'm saying is that do it stop you from making good music, bro? Right? Are you smart enough and ill enough to know that, okay, if I use this meter, I at least know where to place it at to get the proper sound? Because I've seen so many people complain about this meters. I'm like, yo, bro, what is they complaining about, man? Yeah, I understand you might want it to look a little different and, you know, yeah, like I was saying earlier, like, you know, give us the option where we could change this to peak also on the tracks. You know, that's something logical that makes sense. Instead of just giving us the option on the master track, give us the option on all these tracks. But when a person say they can't, or it's impossible, or it's hard to mix a song on these meters, you just not good, man. You're just not good. Like, it's like you're not good, and y'all just nitpicking, and again, it goes back to the spoil part of people in this music stuff, because if y'all was using analog and y'all paid thousands of dollars on your equipment, you gonna make the best out of your equipment, because you know you paid all that money. You guess what? You can't change that hardware. You can't say, well, I'm gonna give the hardware back. I hope they send me an update on the hardware. I hope they add a new knob on there, a mix knob on the hardware. I hope they add some more extensions to the hardware. None of that shit is gonna happen with hardware. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna bring out a newer version that's cost another $5,000-$6,000. And guess what? You might don't even buy it. So you're just gonna deal with what you got. Now, I'm not saying, when I say this, I'm not saying, oh, just deal with what reasons give us and all that. That's not my point, what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is that some things don't make sense what y'all be griping about. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, it shows that, it's like sometimes when I'm sitting back, I can tell who a hobbyist and I can tell who really do this. Who really do this as, you know, as a hobbyist, and they love to do it, and they do it for a business, and they do it, and they work for people, and they do it for money. It's a different thought process and a different approach. I'm not saying being a hobbyist is something bad. Please don't, because people like to take your words the wrong way. What I'm saying is that when you're just a hobbyist, your thought process is different. Because when you're just a hobbyist, you're not really dealing with people. You're not really dealing with a lot of artists. You're not dealing with indecisive artists. You're not dealing with artists who say they want this and they want that, and they paying you to get that done, and it got to be done by a certain time. So now you need certain features to get ABC, certain things done, right? See, when you're a hobbyist, you can move on your own time. You can come in whenever you get off of work, and whenever you got some free time, and do what you do, and it's really not that deep, and you have a choice to mope about all the things that you want to mope about. But it's for some reason, when I'm talking to people, I can pick them apart. I can say, "You a hobbyist, ain't you?" They be like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "How I knew that?" Because it's based on your thought process, man. It's how y'all think, and what I had to learn, everybody. Listen, what I had to learn, y'all. I had to be careful about who I say, who I kind of like attack a certain way based on what they say, because this is the reason why. Because I learned that you might say FL Studio is the dopest DAW in the world. You might say Reason is the dopest DAW in the world because you only make beats. And another person will hear what you're saying, and be like, nah, that's not the best DAW in the world. Cubase the best DAW in the world. Studio One the best DAW in the world. And the reason why they saying it's the best DAW in the world, the reason why they're offended by what you saying when they shouldn't, because they only engineers. They only engineer stuff. They only mix. So all they care about is mixing features. They don't give a damn about no beat features. They don't have no relevancy. They don't care about none of that stuff when it comes to that. It has no part of their life. Same thing with a mastering engineer or whatever it is, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? I talked about this so many times. But when you're a person like me who do all these different jobs, these different things and make residuals from it, I don't only do it as a hobbyist, I also do it for business and have deadlines and certain things. And so I'm aware of make it something work and do what it do, right? And realizing things that I needed until I start playing in that field. I didn't realize certain things I needed with mixing until I start playing in that field. Like, so a lot of the times it's really like more workflow stuff. Reason do everything. Reason get the job done and producing, recording, mixing, and mastering without a doubt. It's just all about how long you want to take to accomplish certain things in it when you're on a time frame dealing with certain people, right? How quick are you? How well are you to organize your stuff? Like, what skills do you have, right? And people just mope about things that ain't putting no money in your pocket. Are you really making bread from this? Are you doing this for a hobby? Are you really trying to get in the industry with your junk? Because what I noticed that a lot of people, when they get on the platforms, they really just want to use a DAW so they can just make views and videos, and people just want to debate and argue about DAWs all the time. Look what my DAW got. Look what yours got. You don't got that. We got this. You don't got that. Like, this is what I noticed that people be doing all the time. It's like a battle. Oh man, I don't want to mess with Reason no more because I don't want to mess with Logic no more. I don't want to mess with Ever Studio because they're not competing with the other DAWs. The fuck you worrying about if they competing with other DAWs for? I ain't worrying about if my DAW competing with another DAW. That's why I know y'all in competition. I'm caring about if the DAW providing things that I need to get my job done or get things I want to get done because I paid the money for the DAW. The same way y'all pay y'all money for the DAW. So y'all have the right to nitpick about it, right? But what I'm saying is that the shit don't be logical because people be in it for the wrong reasons, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be in competition. Oh, my DAW got this. So it ain't really putting in no work, just griping about what it need and what it should. Oh, Studio One got the launcher because Bitwig had the launcher. So now Reason got to get the launcher. I don't want to mess with Reason no more because Reason don't even care about putting the launcher inside the game, inside of the DAW. Bro, did you stop making beats? Did it prevent you from making beats before you ever thought about what the fuck a launcher was? Before you ever thought about what the certain feature was? Did you stop making beats? Were you able to be successful with your creativity? It's a difference from a want and a need. This is why I be wild.